I hope you guys are ready for a new season because I am. And I'm going to talk you through a couple of or not a couple, but a bunch of screenshots from what happened between seasons. First of all, our captain, Chris Coleman, retired, and so did Mark Crossley, who did so well for us in the World Cup. Nothing really to do about that except go and look for the regens, which of course I did. First one was really easy to find because there were only two to choose from. It's this guy still on a free transfer, so it'll probably be a while before I choose him for the national team. The goalkeeper was impossible to find though because there were so many to choose from. So I don't know who the new Mark Crossley is. But anyway, these are the fixtures. First up is, of course, the match against France. This is the squad in terms of their value, the market value right now. And as you can see, Andy Davies is top of the list. And he had a recent transfer to Middlesbrough. So it'll be interesting to watch him in the Premier Division this year. He plays up front with Freddie Bobic in Middlesbrough, and his younger and more temperamental brother Carl also plays in the Premier League now for West Bromwich Albion, and he's playing up front with Norway international Stefan Iversen. So that's pretty cool. Simon Marola also managed to get a transfer away from Southampton, so he's also in the Premier League. And Lee Jarman from Southampton, same thing. So the only Southampton player from Wales is actually uh, John at this point, Hartson. Yeah. So Carl Davies, just after selecting the squad, he was injured, unfortunately, and I went with this guy, Brian Toshak. I noticed him a couple of times, but haven't chosen him for the national team until now. And I can see there are some big clubs interested in him, so why not? And in other transfer news, one of our backup strikers, Ricardo Chappell, signs with a big club. So things are looking pretty okay, I think, for Wales at the moment. Welcome back. Yeah, this is another early morning for me actually. It's it's my day off. Um, Normally I'd be at work, but we had a work day Saturday because of a special event, so I get this Monday off. Yeah, that's nice. So starting the day with an exciting match against France. Well, that's not the worst way to start this. It's the 10th of September in 2003, and we've got a European Championship ahead of us in about a year's playing time, but we have to qualify first. And things are looking amazing. I don't know if you've been following this, but anyway, we are top of Group 7 in the Euro Championship qualifying series, thanks to a lot of wins and then a draw away against France. But we still have a couple of the dangerous, no, dangerous, but difficult matches to play. I had really anticipated Yugoslavia to be almost as good a team as France, and for those two teams to be on atop the league at this point, but they're not. France drew with Yugoslavia, and what I think they drew with Slovenia as well, but they didn't lose any matches yet. Hopefully, they will today because we're sort of doing the impossible. Qualifying for the Euros is not super easy, and we failed the last time around, but we did qualify for the World Cup. And if you haven't seen it, then you have to see that run. I mean, the bloody Red Dragons, as I have chosen to call them, they did amazingly at the World Cup, and maybe it's sort of some of the same momentum that we're bringing with us into this qualifying group. But anyway, We've got yeah, they've got a couple of easy matches after us, but we've got France first, then Yugoslavia and Slovenia. So, well, the three difficult teams in the group, and as I've shown you guys before, Slovenia is just grayed out except for one player, but they're still playing well, as you could see in the table. Yugoslavia has lots of players, um, some of which are good. A lot of them are good. A lot of them are regens of good players. And France, well, they are to be taken seriously. Got this guy in goal instead of Barthez for some reason. I'm glad that Bruno and Gotti is out. Well, lots of players that we know from Championship Manager, right? Really good players. Zidane, Ibrahim Ba. And this guy is pretty good in this save, at least. I think he normally is one of the, and this guy as well. Those have been some of the top scorers at the international tournaments so far. So, well, lots of great players, Makelele, and they're playing this weird tactic. And just like the last time where we got the draw, we will be facing them head on with quite an attacking formation like this. Even though I've got backwards arrows on my central midfield, we do have the attacking midfielder center and basically four players that are, well, all about attacking. And I chose this Jason Bowen guy this time. As you might have noticed, I have a real problem with the determination attribute. It's probably been the one that I've mentioned most times during these episodes, because I'm really reluctant to place one of the players like this guy who has very low determination, to place them on the bench, because what good would they do in a situation where you're behind, right? But the other choice is to place them in the starting 11, and then you'll have to substitute them when you get behind, because what good are they then? So, same problem, but it's sort of because of the determination attribute that I'm choosing this guy from the beginning of this match, and then Rob Savage on the bench. Normally I'd choose Robbie, but he's poor form. So this is the chance for Jason Bowen, who's 31 and also plays in the Premier League, to show me that he's good enough to be chosen for a match like this. Then, as you probably saw in the edit, I mean, at this point, I don't know how I'll edit the finished video that you guys are watching right now, but probably you saw that Carl Davies has an injury, so I can't choose him in the sort of deep lying forward position. So instead, I'm going with my main guy actually in the attacking midfield. He's played even better than Ryan Giggs for me, and is doing well for Everton in the Premier League, and they're really good in this save. So then the most important change, I guess, is that Chris Coleman is no longer among us, among the living. Well, he might be, but he's not playing anymore. So Kit Simons probably is my, or will be my go-to guy in that position. He's not playing very well for Stoke. Does play in the Premier League. His form looks okay and morale looks great. So why not choose him? Then I have a couple of not very good, well, other choices on the left back position. A guy like this, Steven Savage, he plays in the second division, I think. And then obviously there's the new guy, the regen. I did find the regen for Chris Coleman, but he's like 19 and on a free transfer, so I'll wait until some team picks him up and well, until it makes sense to call him up to the international team, unless I'm in real trouble. But anyway, I think everything looks good, and we should probably just get this match underway. Yeah, I did choose Andy again up front. He's got a transfer to Middlesbrough and hasn't really begun playing like super great yet, but he is one of the stars in Middlesbrough, um, and should be well making himself a household name in the Premier Division this season, or at least that's what I expect. So let's see what happens if we play the match at home against the Frenchies, the cheese eaters, snail eaters, whatever. They eat stuff, but smoke cigarettes and drink coffee. And, well, I drink coffee as well in a morning like this. So I'm just going to take this easy. I know the last episode was like 4 matches and almost an hour. And I don't, uh, I don't know how many views I've got now, but just, I mean, when you're watching this, but at the moment, I was just checking just before, and it hasn't racked up a lot of views compared to the World Cup episodes that I did, and maybe that's because it's too long. I mean, who would bother watching an hour of this anyway? So I'd probably prefer to keep it short and sweet, at least for a while, for the next few episodes. And if you object to that, then let me know. You can just, oh yeah, that's a Sedan goal. So we're behind. Yeah. Um, let's see what happens. I mean, they just keep attacking. We're really hoping for at least 3 points in these. I think I did a bit of calculations last time, but I'm not good with math, and I actually thought there was only 2 matches left. But obviously there are three, only two after this one. Come on, Giggs. All right, corner kick. So I'm not sure about the calculations or anything. But I do know that these are our direct opponents. I mean, the direct competition for the top position in the table. So obviously we're from the beginning of the qualification we're just hoping for, well, for a playoff spot. But now that it's gone so well until now, it was actually realistic to go for direct qualification from the group. But not if we lose both this match and the next one, I think. Then we'll be in trouble. Same with the Slovenia match, I guess. So, they're just playing really well. They had 7 shots on target, so we can't really blame our keeper or anything. Um, I don't know why there's this big difference, because overall it's 50-50, and we've had a similar amount of corners and so on. But it's just their strikers. They're really good. So, and especially Guivarc'h in this match, it seems. Yeah. So, and they're actually not playing the formation that I thought they would at all. It's a 5-3-2 attacking. All right. And 2 assists from Maurice. Yeah, I'm pretty fucked. So probably I have to do something different than what I've been doing. And maybe, yeah, that probably this guy Bowen with the determination problems. And I'll get Rollins. No, sorry, Rollins in instead of him. I have to watch my fat fingers. But this guy who isn't playing a lot for Liverpool, but you know he's a good player. Played well for Chelsea and so on, but was sold the last season and hasn't played for them yet. Has poor form and everything, but I don't care. He's he usually plays well for us, and I'm going to need the three-man midfield or maybe just one guy in the defensive midfielder position between the defense and the midfield. I don't really know, but I'd like the guy with good heading capabilities to be in the middle. I don't know why. I don't know exactly why. It's just feels right. Um, and then the other two like that. Um, and let me think. Yeah, I think that should be all right. Maybe that has no effect, but I'm hoping for the one goal that can bring in, well, that can make it this interesting again, and hopefully, well, lead to a different result than a French win. I knew that this was going to be, oh, I knew this was going to be a difficult match, but we did get the draw away against France, so I had hope for another, well, lucky result. Corner. Okay. I don't. It doesn't really seem like there's any particular player that I can blame for this. Maybe, maybe David Hughes or um, Carl Robinson, if anyone. But mostly, they're playing as you would expect them to. Um, so I also think Andy Davies is doing well up front in a difficult match. Um, so I don't know exactly what to do, except just maybe avoid further cards for Marola. Get Darren Brace on. This is not a good substitution. That won't help the team, but maybe in the long run. Mm. Because this match is lost. They're just a better team. That's just how it is. But we still might. Damn it. They still might qualify from the group though. Disallowed. Thought so. Looked like an offside. Right. But obviously this is a setback. Yeah, Colin Robinson with a rating of 5 now. That's not impressive. Yeah. Let's just get Rob Savage on. Why not? Doesn't really matter at this point. So Lewinsky, maybe he'll score. No, he won't. Jarman plays well. Yeah. The first defeat in some time. And it doesn't seem like we're getting any goals of our own in this match. So it's, well, a bitter defeat against the French. Wow. Shots on target. That's it's quite a match from our goalkeeper anyway. Yeah. So obviously they deserve the win, the French. And, well, this is our first match after our usual captain, Chris Coleman, has retired, and it didn't go well. So it'll be interesting to see how or what we can do about that in the next few matches. As you can tell, we're only 1 point ahead of France at this point. They've got 2 easy matches, Cyprus and Malta. So they'll definitely win those. While we've got Yugoslavia away and then Slovenia at home. And suspensions for Savage and Robinson. Yeah. So probably, yeah. Well, logic dictates that we won't get the first place in this group because France has the 2 easy games and we don't, and we'd need to win both, obviously, to maintain our 1 point lead. Slovenia, they have to play Malta and then us. But anyway, Slovenia, they won't be able to make second place. So I guess we secured a playoff match, regardless of how that goes. Oh, this guy, he's a central midfielder that I considered calling up when Carl Davies was injured, but I chose someone else. But then he got picked up by or transferred. So new record, yay! Carl Davies. Carl Robinson suspended for 1 match, and Rob Savage suspended for 1 match. All right. Well. Okay, an expected defeat and kind of a setback for the Wales national team. Hopefully we can bring on a different performance and a better result against Yugoslavia in the difficult away match. They just played a match as well, I guess. Yeah, right. And got a draw in this one. Not the best result for them. And they're still playing this. They're playing this counter-attack style. I don't know how they'll line up when playing at home against us. But I do know that they won't make the Euros, so they've got nothing to play for. Maybe that'll help us. But anyway, that's all for now. I'm going to save, and I'll be back with the next episode. Short and sweet, right? See you guys around the corner.